Welcome to the College Hill Podcast. I'm Joshua Cleary.
And I'm Trey Malloy.
And this year the Rockets have started 1-3 for their football season. So they've started with Christian Heritage Academy with their home opener, Class A. They lost 13-0. Was very, very highly driven by defense that game. Then the Rockets came back, got a big win over 2A Crooked Oak.
Yes.
32-8. We'll talk about these games later. Chandler, 2A, we lost 33-0.
Yes.
Was not a pleasant game to watch. And then just recently, we played at Heritage Hall for first road game, 3A first district game.
Yes.
And lost 22-34, or 2-34, excuse me. But it was a lot more promising. That game was very promising, even though the score might not depict it that way. So what do you think in that Heritage Hall game on Thursday? Really made it not that much. It showed what the Rockets have improved on and what they're going to be able to do.
It really did. They're defensively they did very, very well. So to start the game, they had the opening kickoff return for a touchdown, which not a great start.
Whenever Heritage Hall won the toss and they elected to receive, I was like, they have a plan to run this back for touchdown. They did it. It was like they knew they were coming out on the offensive.
Yeah, they wanted to start off right, just get it kind of over with before it even began, so to say. But they started off not too bad, not too great though. They in total, they only had 7 yards of complete offense, which
that's
not very good.
Not what they wanted. But Heritage Hall was ranked number 2 going into that game, so they were very highly thought of, and their defense was really good.
Very, very good.
But
probably the best team we'll play all year.
Yes, I'd say. And we held them to only the 20 or 34 points, which is really good.
Only they only scored that in the first half, I think.
First half was the only time they scored.
Yeah.
The newspaper had it at 78-3, which is not what happened. We held their defense very well, and it was a great job by the Rockets on the defensive end.
It was.
Won the second half.
Yes.
2-0.
Good safety.
Good safety. Just really pushed Heritage Hall back.
Luke Wagner wasn't bad. He had 9 passing yards. I don't know what did he do. He had 7 completed passes, so that's not bad.
Yeah, he was getting the ball. He's very much developed in that sense where the beginning of the season he threw 4 for 11, only 21 yards. Mm-hmm. He wasn't confident with his throw, but coming into Crooked Oak, he threw really well.
He did. He threw the ball very, very well. Since that first game, he's gone 19 of 35, which is super, super well. He's only had 1 interception, which for
high school football,
that's very, very well.
In 3 games is very good.
Yeah, 100 yards passing with no touchdowns. Has been mainly running the ball all year long.
Kason Fisher.
Yes, very, very well. He's had 100 rushing attempts for almost 300 yards.
Yeah, 5 rushing touchdowns
for
the Rockets.
Yeah, had 5 in the win over Crooked Oak, right? I think so.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I had 4, and then the one to Jaden Ward. He got the other one. They drove down the field and then handed it off.
To Jaden Ward, and he just ran it right up the middle for the touchdown. But
running the ball has been a very, very key part of the Rockets. But but the defense has definitely been the Rockets' best part.
Yeah, 3 sacks on the year, 3 interceptions, and 7 recovered fumbles. 7.
That's crazy.
That is. 4 games, 7 fumbles recovered. That's great job by the defensive line, featuring Lorenzo Jones and Charlie Lane, Carson Statham. Just those guys all on the line.
They've done so well. That defensive line has so much potential.
Yes.
And they feed off of one another.
They do. Jackson Ward is a defensive back. He's a freshman. Done really well this year.
Yes.
Started to take over a job as a kick returner.
Yes,
he's
he has.
He's averaging like 20 yards per kick return. He's doing
doing
really
very,
well.
very well. He has one interception on the year, which is super, super good. That was a
super fast,
great interception. Yeah, I think so. Running the ball wise, back to kind of the run game, we try to run the ball up the middle a lot.
Yeah.
And I think with Jackson, he's so quick on his feet. He's got so many moves. He's so versatile in his style. I think if there was a way we could put him in kind of an H-back position or just standard running back and get him the ball and try to find some way
outside
runs,
runs,
getting him a way to try to turn the corner. He's got so much speed. I think he's not as strong as Kaysen, nowhere near as strong as Kaysen, but he's a lot faster than Kaysen.
I'd agree.
He's a lot faster than Kaysen, which when we try to do our outside runs, Kaysen can get to the corner. He just can't get up the field.
I feel like the offensive line, whenever they're blocking for the outside runs, they haven't had much success.
Yeah, that's been a key part. The offensive line has done well with pass protection, though. I was reading that we only have given up one sack.
Yeah.
Luke's only been sacked one time.
Luke's really good about getting the ball out.
Yes, he's he's done a great job protecting the football. Like, only one interception in 4 games with no fumbles.
Mm-hmm.
That's so well. And only taking 1 sack in 4 games. I don't even remember what game he had the sack in.
Yeah, I can't remember that either.
I'm not 100% sure if there was a sack, but I don't remember a sack. So the fact that there's not many times where we can think of Luke doing anything awful.
Other than the first game, whenever he wasn't, there were passes he could have easily made, but once he got into that rhythm against Crooked Oak, there were Rockets had 8 first downs that game, but that was because they only had 8 first downs because they were getting down the field so much, so quickly that they were scoring.
Yeah,
228 total yards.
That's crazy.
38 rushing attempts for 225 rushing yards. Just great job. Kaysen ran so well that game. Passing yards, they only had 3. They completed 4.
Yes.
And attempted 5. So he was
we did
4
a
for
lot
5.
Of we did a lot of short. We did a lot of screens, kind of out routes.
Yeah.
Nothing really downfield. We started going downfield against Chandler.
Yeah.
And we did very well against Chandler.
Yeah, they did. 88 yards that game. 8 for 14.
Mm-hmm. Actually,
good.
It says that was the game he had the interception.
He did have the interception
against
that
Chandler.
Game. Whenever,
I remember that
right near the end.
Yeah, they were driving down the field and threw it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just the defender was there waiting for it, and he just picked it off. But other than that, Luke's done a very, very good job passing the football. Kaysen's ran the ball strong. It's just when he runs up the middle, the blocking's there. He runs it up the field to get 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah.
It's just when he tries to run it to the outside where I don't think he's got enough speed to turn the corner. But I think if you put Jackson there, you got the speed to turn it up.
Yeah, so going from the Crooked Oak game, which was very good, to the Heritage Hall game where the Rockets weren't able to win, but we took a lot of positive things from that game.
Yes.
Heritage Hall's running back, probably bigger and stronger than some of our linemen.
Definitely.
He was very strong. Their quarterback was about 6'4", really tall, could get the ball up over, but Rockets forced 2 fumbles.
They did. They forced 2 fumbles. They
really strong.
Really,
they weren't
really
weren't ever able to recover them,
mm-hmm.
but being able to, their defense being that having the ability to force fumbles is very important to the Rockets, and they drew
a couple penalties.
They had 9 penalties that they drew from Heritage Hall. Got him to jump across the line a couple times.
I know there was one play where we were down by we just had a goal line stop. It was the second drive. Goal line stopped them. And we had Cooper Glass go out on a deep route, and Luke Wagner just threw it up, and there was a pass interference call, and it was a spot
Yeah, it was
foul.
a really good pass too.
Yeah.
If he was just holding on to the back of his jersey. Cooper could have gone and caught it.
Yeah,
Just
if
kept
Cooper,
going.
Yeah, Cooper almost caught it. It was just
Yeah.
through the hands. It was a little overthrown because he was being held, but if he wasn't being held, he would have fallen right in the hands, and I wouldn't have been surprised if Cooper took it all the way.
Yeah. The Rockets in that game, their punting was really good. It was their best game. Kaysen has taken over that role.
He has.
And
He's done very well.
He had really good punts against Heritage Hall. Got the
Pinned him
Rockets
deep.
Yeah.
Did
back
a very
out
good
of their
job.
territory.
Yes, it was a game. The second half was very much a game of field position.
Yeah, and Kaysen was able to pin them deep inside their own
They're like
side
5
of the
yard
field,
line.
and we got the safety
That-
from. It was a great job just by the whole special teams getting the ball down there, running it down, stopping it before it went to the end zone. Then
Definitely.
the defense came out, took advantage of the opportunity, and
Definitely.
got the touchdown
The-
or the safety.
The one downside to the Heritage Hall game, which was we only had the 9 possessions, so that's not too great.
Yeah.
We had to punt on 9 of those possessions,
Mhm.
and one of them we went for it on 4th down. We went for it on 4th down, and we didn't get it. But so you can look at it in a sense where we took care of the ball during those 9 possessions. We didn't do anything crazy. We had no fumbles, nothing.
We lost the fumble one time.
Yeah, we lost a fumble once.
But Luke was very under control and didn't try and throw something crazy. Just kept it under control there. One thing I think we can end it off with, Rockets, their offense, again, hasn't been the best. I'm looking forward to seeing what they are doing because I feel like they took a lot away from the Heritage Hall game, seeing
did.
what ways they could get that worked for them. But they've been outscored 34-88,
Yes.
which is not a good stat to look at.
No.
But thinking that it was Heritage Hall and Chandler and CHA at the beginning. CHA, I really liked how the Rockets played that game. They just hadn't, it was their first game.
Yeah, it was
new
their first
coach
game.
and
They
everything.
had a few
And
hiccups.
They hadn't fully gotten into
What they want their
into
identity
what they
to
wanted
be.
their identity to
Yeah.
be. And I feel like they're starting to grow into they're going to run the ball, get 3 or 4 yards each
Yeah.
time. Just keep going. And then whenever they think the run's coming, Luke can throw it.
Luke can throw it deep. He's got
10
the
to 15
arm.
yards.
He's got the arm. He can really get it downfield.
And
That's
our
what-
receivers are really good at missing tackles.
Definitely.
Grady is really good at that. Cooper.
Yes. The whole wide receiver group is so talented.
They are.
They can catch the ball and then break tackles and get yards upfield, which is so, what's the word? So
Important.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's important. Like being able to catch the football is number one priority. But if you
Yeah.
can get yards after catch,
That's so important
That's
to
two
the
pluses.
success. Yeah. So going into homecoming
Yep.
this week, Rockets are matched up against Bridge Creek. Really looking forward to that game.
yes,
I'm looking for the Rockets to get their first passing touchdown. That's what I'm looking for.
I think they can do it.
I think they're going to have multiple passing touchdowns. I'm looking for Grady Glass. He's averaging like 20 yards per kick return almost. Doing four kick returns, 76 yards. Doing really good there. And I really feel like Lorenzo could have a really big game sack-wise.
Yes, we haven't really talked about Lorenzo or Charlie. They've both done so well. Charlie, I think, has 2 sacks on the year.
Yeah.
I think so, and Lorenzo has 1 or 2. But that defensive line and the 2 defensive ends, Charlie and Lorenzo, being able to have defensive ends who can get off the line to come put pressure on the quarterback just helps your defense so much more.
So much, yeah.
The fact that you're putting pressure on the quarterback to throw a ball that he might not want to throw.
Yeah, and that's where interceptions can come.
Exactly.
Where Luke got the interception on defense.
What game was that? Crooked Oak?
That
where
was
he had
Crooked Oak. He returned it almost all the way back.
Yes, that was a great return. He returned it, what, like 70 yards, 60 yards?
Yeah, it was a really big run. But
had a big block from Lorenzo that play.
Yeah, and then Jesse Brooks has been he's been a linebacker.
Yes.
Also played tight end. He's had 3 receptions for 18 yards so far. I really feel like the Rockets are going to try and get that tight end position in more. And
Yes,
it worked for them really well was it 2 years ago whenever Timo was able to get those receptions for touchdowns, and when Tanner could just throw it up to him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jesse isn't that tall. He
No.
doesn't have he's just not that like big and able to get to those, but if they use him as like a quick little dump off and he can run with the ball after he catches it, or even throwing for like 5 or 6 yards just on little slant or fade routes, he can really do some damage there. So we'd like to see you guys out at homecoming this week on Friday. So
Big
until
game.
then, yeah.
Huge game.
Till
Going
then,
against Bridge Creek Bobcats?
I'm not sure, but it is against Bridge Creek. So until then, have a great Rocket Day.